as a school social worker, again, a former police officer, VP, and board member, seen every aspect of education. And generally, the social worker and the guidance team are your excellence team, the backbone of the principal. And they have certain liberties. Not to say this person did or did not. In the paperwork it mentions it is. But at liberties, I'm allowed to come and go because I do take on so much more responsibility than the average person, the average teacher.
Well, I'll debate that.
No.
I will debate that, because what I'll notice is a lot of people in those positions don't do things like duties and cover classes that other teachers have to do when we have issues with attendance.
No, I agree.
So, fair.
No, I understand that. And I hear you that. And I worked 4 duties and did my job. So I get it. And people often question social workers and guidance too, like, what are you doing? Are you hiding in the office? That's why they always ask for paperwork, which is show me your log. Show me who you interacted with. I get that too, because I know people that take advantage too. We're in the profession. We're education, but we know that some people shouldn't have a job. Thus, we're questioning long-term employment, lifetime employment. That's to be in question. Tenure is a big thing, but there's also other ways of discouraging people with tenure too. So let's knock that off too. We understand that. This is a big issue. I just want us to just think long and hard about it, because as you mentioned, the best of the district, because I know I better see forward, if we part ways, something in place that does much better. That's going to be the charge.
And you know I'm a newbie. I'm navigating this as best as I can. This is a little bit intense for a first year
Yes.
to be figuring this all out.
Welcome. That's it for me, honestly.
Thank
I
you,
know you
Mr.
want to go to
Johnson.
the next step, so.
Yeah, we, again, we can continue to have discussion, but at some point, there either is or isn't going to be a motion to reinstate Dr. Mosdell. Is there anybody who wants to have any further discussion before I ask that question? Well, then I'm going to ask the question. Is there any board member who cares to make a motion to reinstate Dr. Mosdell and to renew her contract for next school year?
I'd like to make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Scotto. Is there a second?
I'll second it. I'll second it.
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you with the disruption in the crowd. I'm sorry.
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Johnson seconds. Okay. Any further discussion on the motion? Going once. Going twice. If not, Dr. Connors, I would ask through you to have the secretary call the roll. And just to be clear, this is a motion. A yes means you're voting to offer Dr. Mosdell a contract for next school year. No means you're not voting to do that.
Mr. Board Secretary, please call the roll.
Mrs. Corradino.
No.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Mrs. Lane.
No.
Mr. Laughlin.
No.
Mrs. Rashid.
No.
Ms. Scotto.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
No.
Ms. Cherry.
Yes.
Dr. Connors.
No.
Vote is 6 no and 3 yes.
Motion fails. So at this point, I will declare these proceedings concluded. Dr. Connors, I yield the floor back to you for whatever our next order of business is, which I believe is our regularly scheduled private session.
The next item is executive session. We'll now move into executive session. Be it resolved that the board adjourn to executive session for the purpose of review and discussion of the personnel agenda, litigation, HIV monthly reports, and other matters pursuant to law NJSA 10:4-12B.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?